Hey everybody, we are all quarantined at our homes, but there is no better place to be quarantined than Camp Sankanack. That's right, we're quarantined in the best place on earth, and we decided to take advantage of it. And let's go in here and see if you recognize something. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Yep, that's right. Dodgeball. Let's go find out who's playing up there. Come on. Oh, nice new steps too. All right, there's some crazy ones here. I think we're gonna pause their game for a second. Hey, everybody! All right, hey, come on over here, everybody.
Okay.
Come on over. You guys having fun playing a little dodgeball, right?
No, I want to play again.
Okay, you guys ready to play some dodgeball?
Yeah!
All right, balls are in the middle, and you guys split up in your teams.
Go.
Now wait a second. These are the teams you guys chose.
Yeah! Pearl, you're going down!
Alright. Pearl, are you okay with this? I mean, it's all of them against you.
I'm okay with it. I'm on Benji's team.
Whew, that was quite a game. Now I need a break. Wow, after dodgeball, it is so nice to just sit down and relax, and gives you some time to think. And so I was thinking about that game, and it got me thinking about this summer's theme, Our God is Able. And so as we watched that game, you could see poor little Pearlie on one side all by herself against three boys. And you heard her response.
I'm okay with it. I'm on Benji's team.
She knew that Benji would win, and she was very confident about that. Even when the boys were saying things like, "Oh, Pearlie, you're going down," and they were a little trash talking there, but it didn't bother her at all. And obviously, it's not exactly the same, but we can draw some comparisons to David and Goliath, which is our theme this summer. And you know the story. David is going down. He's going down to the valley. A little shepherd boy against this huge giant. You guys know the details. But as he's going down, he is very confident. He's gaining confidence, basically because he's hearing Goliath trash talk against God and his army. And David is a little offended, and to the point where he's gaining confidence and saying things about how he's coming towards Goliath in the name of the Lord. And if you look at the 1 Samuel 17:26, this is actually before he even gets down in the valley, and he's listening to Goliath trash talk, and this is what it says. David says, "What will be done for this man who kills a Philistine and takes away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should taunt the armies of the living God. So David is offended, and he wants to defeat this giant, and he knows that he's on God's side. He knows God will give him the victory. And then as we move further down, we look at verses 45 and 47, or 45 through 47, and we look at what he's saying when he's actually face to face with the giant. His confidence is unbelievable, and his confidence is in the Lord. It's not in himself at all, because he knows he's on the Lord's team. So verse 45 says, "Then David said to the Philistine, 'You come to me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have taunted.'" And he jumped down to verse 47. It says, "And all this day that all this assembly may know that the Lord does not deliver by sword or spear, for the battle is the Lord's. He will give you into our hands." So you listen to that confidence. It's just simply amazing. And you guys know what happens. David defeats him, and then you know the rest of the story. But the point here is the fact that David knew the Lord. And so just like Pearl in the dodgeball game knew Benji, she knows him. She knows him very well, and she was very confident that he was going to beat the other boys on the other side. And so there's a big difference between just knowing about God and actually knowing God. And so how does that translate into today's world, especially with all that's going on, and especially this whole coronavirus going around, and the fear that brings to a lot of people? What confidence can we have? Well, we can have a lot of confidence in the Lord Jesus Christ himself, because if we know that we are on his side, we know that we have already won. He has already won the war. This ongoing battle of good and evil is not a big deal when we know that the Lord Jesus Christ, through his death and burial and resurrection, has already won the war. And so it's important to understand whose team we're on. And if we know that we are on his team, then we have nothing to worry about. There's no fear. And so how do we know that? There's a couple verses. There's a lot of verses that talk about it. But if we look at 1 John 5:12, that puts it very plain. It says, "He who has the Son has life, and he who does not have the Son does not have life." And so we know that the Lord Jesus Christ is going to come back at some point and take care of sin once and for all. And if you are on his side, then you are already on the winning side, the winning team. I'll leave you with this question: whose team are you on?